Good morning. Good morning, Potato. Good morning, Luna. Thank you for the brain cells. Oh, delightful brain cells. It's just going to be a chill stream today. The last little bits of metaphor. Help you with their kicking. Oh no! I mean, those brain cells might I don't know, man. Maybe they'll be used for that. Probably not, though. Oh, Final Fantasy 15. I know my friend really wants me to play Nier, so I'm just gonna have to wait for a sale. I do want to play Nier too. But I have 15 already in my library. All right, let's begin. The last little itty bitty bits of metaphor. Yes, Automata. Because I love platinum games, even though I suck at them. Is it? Let me look at that real quick. I mean, it is an older game. It's like $50. So I don't know if it ever discounts to 7. I'll definitely buy it. Anyways, an investment. Yes, my streaming career investment. Oh, we can talk to Guido. He's outside of the church. Anyways, last time we stopped. Oh my goodness, last time, dude. Let me tell you, I was falling asleep last time. I went after the stream. I went to look, and I had the biggest eye bags. So Aegyo-san. Last time, I don't know if you could tell by the end of the stream, I was literally like whenever I didn't have to voice lines, whenever they had voice lines, I was literally closing my eyes and resting my head on my on my mic. I was so sleepy. But I have energy now. Oh, Cishrik. Hi. It's good to see you, Bun Bun. It is the last stream of Metaphor, and we are at basically the epilogue. So, chill time. I have energy now. You know, not like the end of that. Oh my goodness. 7 hours and 50-minute stream. Just a little under 8, you know. I can't quite get to 8. Those are some D-gen streaming hours, okay? 8 hours, can't do that. Would you get it for 25? Maybe. I would consider it. If
may God keep you, child.
Oh, nice streak.
May God keep you, child.
Oh no, it depends, cause I do want to play 15 just to see what it's like, you know. People were hype about it. People don't seem to like the story very much, but people were hype about it. I guess they would just wanted to have a cool, fun road trip time. I'll see how much I get from there, and then see if it has a sale for Nier as the next game. But Anyways, metaphor, and this is Guido.
All right.
Are you surveying the city incognito, Your Majesty? Your escorts will be aghast. Not that I think anyone is truly capable of harming you. As you are aware, faith in the Sanctus Church plummeted after your misdeeds. Our misdeeds were exposed. I admit, we were arrogant and unjust, wicked in custom, but people have found salvation through the Church as well. I intend to restore the Sanctus Church to its true purpose, to offer salvation to those in need. As a Sanctiarch, and as someone who was saved by the Sanctus faith myself, all I can do in return is return the favor.
May God keep you, child.
And here's Edeni, the handsome man, apparently easy on the eyes. 15 is an Uber simulator. And the yellow mechanic boom. I do know that Sid is female in that game. Is that the only time Sid is female, or are there parallel world Sids that are also female? I can't wait for Uber Simulator. You know, simulator games are really popular nowadays, you know? So, I should totally play it then.
Hey.
Hello there, Your Majesty. It's great to see that you're doing well as ever. I've just left the meeting with the provincial lords. I also preach the Mastari teachings in various areas when the opportunity arises. Many still push back against the teachings, but that is perfectly fine. A country is well served by different perspectives. Many of the villagers have come around to this too, you know. I think it's because you faced such dangers on our behalf. Still, it won't be easy to change the entirety of Ukrainia. Its history is embedded deep in its roots. Miku Nissin collab pop-up? Oh, like the cup noodle? Oh, I remember Miku cup noodles that were electric blue. What was I thinking about? Yeah, I don't know if you could hear at the end of the stream last time how my voice was literally dying. I was saying words, but the sounds were not coming out. I don't know if it was audible how terrible it was. I should not have done that. But we're at the end of the game, so it's great. Oh, the country is larger, and some people will need all the power you have. The true test of your values has only begun.
Closure, eh?
Just recently, the Sanctor in Bralhaven has brought to judgment his crime using Parapus subjects for atrocious igniter experiments. Oh, they finally got the guy. Some revenge for Basilio and his Parapus friends. The church reaffirms its dedication in cracking down on inhumane acts such as these.
Wonderful.
Wow. The church is actually owning up to its scandals. The town criers around here sure have changed. Nah, they're just trying to put on a good show for the new king. Doing things like that they always have would only send him spiraling further.
Aha!
Everything is not perfect at the end of the game, but it's getting there, you know? Your Majesty, it's been quite some time since you've graced us with your presence. What style of igniter may I help you with in this time? I jest. I know that's not why you're here. As you can see, it's thanks to you that the Lycaon Magic Association has been able to continue its business. Our king has shown us what magic ought to be. Human and other threats still stalk the land, so igniters and their power have remained an indispensable asset in maintaining the country. All this talk of original magic, doesn't... What do Miku people like? Cup noodles, of course. I feel like that's true, but also a slight insult to shut-ins. Like me! I'm a degenerate, just like Who eats cup noodles? I'm not a huge Miku fan though, but who doesn't love Miku? Good morning, Ikaru. Wow. You're ready for the epilogue? That's probably not gonna take so long. I am gonna read everything I can though. You know, I can't leave the game yet. I'll feel sad. All this talk of original magic that doesn't rely on igniters. It's going to take some time to make it viable.
Come again.
We'll continue to produce igniters with pride, helping to bridge this area with the next. Hi, Regita. The king himself outprising the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. Any recommendations? One igniter in particular, in fact. Though I'm afraid we're all sold out at the moment. The igniter I made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children.
Say,
I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom, as the head of the Igniter Consortium. I can't help but think that if I had been in this position sooner, then the church's violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented.
Brigitte.
What matters is we move forward though, right?
yes.
Indeed. I can dwell on the past all I wish, but it won't change it. The future, on the other hand. I took up this post after I was nominated by my colleagues. In other words, I suppose that means people have expectations of me, and that I, too, am a spoke in the wheel of change. Miku Expo. You enjoy that expo. It looks fun. I am not an expo person though. I am music deaf. I am musically challenged and will not appreciate such things. It will be a complete waste of money for me, unfortunately. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons could ever disappear from this world.
Yet.
It's all the more reason I hope that the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. It's just a concert and nothing else? Why do they call it an expo? They should at least sell merch, right? They should have Miku booths selling every one of the Miku merch. They have so much. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can, with all that I am, just as you do.
Speaking of,
Ah, yes. Do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. But there she was, sitting beside them. Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I committed in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Aww, this game has no dog death. Put it in the charts, no dog death.
Oi there!
Aye, Mr. Driver, how long until we depart? Well, I'm just standing right in front of... I'm just standing right between them while they have their conversation. Don't mind me. I'm just eavesdropping, real inconspicuously. I'm bloody eager to get a move on. First Oceania, then Montario. My cross-country trip starts now. A new chapter in my life.
If I may.
Not to ruin your fun, but this carriage doesn't go that far. You know that, right? Yay! 7-stream streak for Ikaru. Congrats. So, you guys can farm so many feathers like that. I mean, it's once per stream, but you know. That's a nice chunk of feathers. A smattering. Hi!
Hey!
Loveless. What a world, your majesty! Just one question, if I may. When are you gonna lower the booze prices in the country? Ah, I'm only caught you. I haven't felt much like drinking till I black out so often anymore. After I entered the tournament, I really went through some stuff. I was acting a fool on the world stage, and to you too.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, you know? Can't speak for the rest of the country, but you've done right by us, Peripus. We've got it better than we ever did. Some chuckleheads out there still try to take their aggression out on us. But they're just venting, probably. I'm sure you'll do something soon enough.
Ain't this a pickle?
Traveling with Lady Juna sure was fun. Your Majesty? What business do you have with a former helmsman like me? What about Juna now? I had the honor of attending her during the expedition. Actually, I think she's on her way to the palace in order to meet with you. Huh? You didn't hear from Chief Magnus? Lady Juna was off inspecting the Mage Academy. I was the flight's helmsman. It knocked me on my arse when Lady Juna left Louise's company, you know? I left right after she did. Anyways, I still undecided about being king and all that, but I do appreciate you taking me in. So I'm gonna work to repay you that favor.
You've got this under control, yeah?
On that note, about time I get back to work. Oh, and don't tell the chief I was shooting the breeze here, eh, Your Majesty? It's a full convention, but North America tour is merch and concert, nothing else. Aww. They shouldn't bother calling it a Miku Expo then. It's not even an expo. Those are some false... This is false advertising right there. Send in the complaints. I'm relieved that the Royal Palace has returned to its original location. Even now, there's people who can hardly believe that it was flying about, making its way around the entire kingdom. But I saw with my own eyes. I witnessed the moment the red light with the king's eyes vanished, and the palace returned to the gouged out land it was pulled from. I don't know, lady. I think you're crazy. There's no way that there was a floating island and stuff. I'm just the king, ready to gaslight you.
Oh.
Well, hello there, Your Majesty. As laid back as ever, I see. I myself have been crying like a baby, for I find my position as Chairman of Parliament quite an unfamiliar one. Why have you been crying? Wait, why crying like a baby? Wait, what? Still, I consider these open to all parliamentary meetings. I've considered I don't know. Compiling all those opinions is indeed hard work, but work well worth doing.
This fellow.
It won't be easy for those who were at the church's beck and call to change, but I think they've been starting to see what they turn a blind eye to. At least a bit, no? A person who speaks the real truth to the public without yielding to authority. That's what my father and I wished for. True and proper town crier. This country's turned over a new leaf, but there are still many problems to work out. It seems the rural regions are still suffering from human havoc.
I'm counting on you.
All I'm saying is we're a long way from utopia, but still, the first step is an important one as the last, and we're taking big ones.
The prince has become magnificent.
Oh, this dude!
No.
Is that Your Majesty? What fortune to bump into you at the end of the year like this. If there's anything my humble personage may be able to do for you, Your Radiance, I am at your service. Say but one glorious word and I shall most happily...
Honestly.
Okay, laying it on a little thick, aren't we? It's that forked tongue that got you in trouble last time. You hear me? One wrong move and I'm turning you over to Basilio, and you've got to turn your life around. Of course. I'm done with 30 tricks, so of course you are. Sure you are.
Ain't this a pickle?
Oh.
And Elda? Wait, aren't you His Majesty the King? Why would you be in a place like this? Nope, wrong Elda.
Ugh, come off it.
So you say. Just because the King's in Elda doesn't mean everyone's accepted it, you know. I thought she'd be less of that kind of stuff, but I guess we couldn't expect prejudice against Elda to disappear overnight. She's still racist. She's still so racist. Oh, hi, cat. Wait, hi, cat. Oh my gosh. Plateau!
Wait a sec.
Wait a second. Isn't that the cat from Academia? If that place was made of magic, how is it here in real life? To say nothing of how he could survive in the deserted ruin buried in snow. That shouldn't be that shouldn't be possible, right? I just think he's cute.
That's a good kitty.
And yet he's never stopped looking cute. It doesn't bother you at all? You sure are something else. If memory serves, the last king did build himself a study in the Mage Academy. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? I wonder what His Majesty, what more felt when he put this little guy in Academia. The cat tends to himself quietly, utterly impartial to us. Oh, we can't pet it anymore? Bullshit.
My king.
Oh, there you are, Will. Heard you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. What? Look at everyone's cute outfits though, Lo. Yo! How come we don't get a cute outfit? It's so not fair. So not fair. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear your diary for me soon. Bring any souvenirs?
In that case.
Gosh.
Let's just focus on the report. Don't worry, I'll give you just the gist. Firstly,
Well,
the Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing, and we're already processing admissions. I must say, I'm still surprised you appointed me, of all people, to be the Academy's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. Oh, and shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy, of all places. During the reconstruction, they stumbled on the little guys in some kind of observatory, supposedly used by the king long ago. Wait, what? The Academia was in the Mage Academy. Is Plateau the same Plateau? Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone in that cold, could he?
so
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping that cat. It felt like fate, you know?
speaking of which,
Speaking of fate, on my way back I met up with Myrtis. She's well, I
Now we're
trust?
talking.
She's been keeping well, I hope.
yeah.
More than well. Her throat's been fine, and she's fairly prominent singer about town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights. Her in music and me coming face to face with magic again.
Hey.
Surely you remember the music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others. And when they make hearts swell, why, there's no end to the magic. So just you watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone your talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted. If it makes the world a better place, why, isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Rella taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts. Where Moore was a place built from magic. It was not in Academia. Moore essentially used magic to send Plateau. Oh? Wait. So, no, wait. Is Plateau real and then Plateau was sent to Academia? Or are you saying, like, before Mort disappeared, he sent Plateau to the real world into the Mage Academy? Mort, are you real? Well, he's real now. Or she, I don't know. Before he disappeared. Oh. Does it ever hint at that in the game? I noticed that Plateau was gone before the last time we spoke with Moore. We saw Plateau in the last time we saw Plateau was they were like up in the balcony in Academia. He made the cat immortal. It's been alone for a few years. Oh gosh, that'd be sad. Is More a real boy? Sorry, not More, Plateau. Is Plateau a real boy? Or is Plateau also made out of magic? I don't think Plateau is real. Its meows echo into the wind. That's not a normal cat. But that's okay. Plateau is real now, and it's all we have. It's all we have of More. It's all we have. Well, maybe More also sent Plateau into the future. You know, maybe. Plateau's probably immune to cold, right? Immune to sickness, immune to cold. It's got that type of immortality, okay? Not simply undying, but also infinite health.
Aha.
Hello there, Your Majesty. I still remember that night in the city when I first laid eyes on you. The evening of the royal funeral. It was the first time I'd ever seen someone from the Elda tribe. I immediately knew that there was something special about you.
I'm sure we'll meet again.
And I'd say I was right on the money, eh? We can't slack off on guarding the Magla accumulator just because the country's at peace. Rather, it's precisely why we can't. Even if the mag dust like this can be abused, we could have another riot on our hands. Powers that shake the world will breed new ambition. Hard to be optimistic about the new regime.
Hey!
Hey, it's this dude, Rudolph.
Yes, hello.
To think that you, of all people, would end up becoming king. I never expected. But I will tell you one thing. Wax poetic about your ideals all you want. But when it comes to protecting the country, only power will suffice. The people don't all approve of a dreamer king. Who are you?
How dare you!
What? You don't even remember my face? Bloody hell. This is why you... Never mind. I'll spare you for today. I've watched you silently for a year, and I still don't accept you as my king. You're all ideals and no power. Same as the king before you. Ideals and no power? Let's fucking fight again, Rudolph. Come at me.
Ripping this is.
I used to meet an old Clamar here. He died about a year ago in the riots. He was so full of himself, always telling me that I was wrong. But you know what? Most other Calamars wouldn't have bothered speaking with a parapus like me. That man actually treated me like a person. He was a gruff, mean bastard. No question about that, but he wasn't a bad person by any means. And me? I suppose I was fond of him, yeah. I liked our little conversations. Now that he's gone, I miss him.
Ripping this is.
Let's go counterclockwise.
Hey! Oh!
I wonder how things are gonna go for... I wondered how things were going to end for a while there, but things seem quite under control now. I'm glad the threatening madman didn't end up king. Still, an upstart from a forgotten tribe has no business slighting the established nobility. A king with nothing but flowery speeches and ideas will hit a wall before too long. No different than the last king, really.
Hey!
There's more carriages than the start of the game. So people, like, want to travel? People have the funds for travel and trade is pretty good.
Oi!
Behold, you lot were here. The heart of the country, Grand Chad. Juna? Juna is the one who finds a cat in a destroyed place and says, I'm gonna take this cat. As a person who chaotically stands in front of the cupboard and picks ingredients to put on a plate and call it a dish, yeah, sounds like her. Wow, I bet even a parapist could find work here. Suppose it's true what they say. Change the king, the country changes too. Don't get too carried away now. Still plenty of folks who spit on the ground you walk. Got high hopes for next year though.
Oi!
Amazing. Ha!
Stop! The king is here!
Amazing. Ha!
It's basically all Parabus on the... Oh no, there's a Clamar. Mostly Parabus on this wagon.
Amazing. Ha!
There's poor people travel.
An elder?
And Elda, the king's tribe. Won't catch anyone bad-mouthing them now. Not openly, anyway. What do you think of the current king? In my opinion, he is a victim of the last one. If you think about it, he used the royal magic to put the whole kingdom in chaos. And that's what caused Louise's rebellion in the first place. Who's the real root of evil here?
Now, how did I
I lost a good
wind
number
up
of
here?
friends in it all. Could bring myself to mourn the death of the last king. Still can't.
Amazing. Ha!
Rest in pieces, old fool.
Oi!
You moron! Can't you see I'm busy? Oh, it's you, your majesty. Remember me, do ya? Refresh my memory. Young king with a bad memory, I see. How could you forget Seba, former maintenance chief of the Louise's Gauntlet Runner? I was examining your majesty's Gauntlet Runner as part of my research duties. I recall how astonished I was to see her take the sky for the first time. I want to get back to my engineering roots, but then Louise started showing its true colors and the Karaju just went down. I've got to say, your majesty, you're too soft. We used to be enemies, but you recommended us for the brigade and gave us work anyway. Great genius making all Bostilio captain too. Louise's old crew will fall in line like wooden soldiers, though I'm not sure that kind of leniency forges nations. So off with ya, eh? Can't imagine you can afford wasting time on relics like me. By the way, your majesty. Sorry, well, by the way, whatever. Oh! We can get on the Gauntlet Runner. Can we check the pantry? Yay! Even a year later. Oh man, the warehouse was neat and tidy. I didn't find anything. Damn it. Can we go to the washroom? Maybe not now.
All right.
You should go in while no one else is using it. Yeah, use the toilet. Let's go.
Right.
Makes me nostalgic now, thinking of the strategy meetings we once had. I saw the whole country from this window. I can vividly remember the sights when we soared through the air for the first time. The cockpit, which was mangled wreck after the fight against Louise, has been completely restored. It's a small bed. I don't need to sleep here right now. don't. Moore's not here anymore! I found something new every time I did the laundry, which was probably a good experience. It's possible this igniter was prepared for me so I could learn about this country. Nira says it's been improved beyond compare, but it looks the same to me. Some additions to the journal paper appear to have been made over the past year. I've been decrypting the second half of the old man's notes in my spare time. Recently, the villagers asked me to bake some sweets with the few ingredients we have. Cooking and inventing share a number of similarities. I've quite enjoyed it. As the villagers goaded me on it more and more, I inadvertently compiled an amount of recipes I dare say would put the palace chef to shame. Rather than inventing dangerous tools of war, perhaps peacefully devising new and delicious confection recipes is the highest form of invention. The rest of the notes are detailed recipes for big sweets. Nira's just enjoying their retirement in baking. We can't find Nira's actually though. Deck? Is it this? Oh no, that's disembark. Oh yeah, if you go to the deck, you disembark. Oh wait, Nira's right there! I want to talk to this person though.
Amazing. Oh.
Your Majesty, did you have something you need with the Gauntlet Runner? All's well here. If it's not overstepping, might I tell you something I've always wanted to say? Do you remember a long time ago when Louise dropped the human on the city? I was actually assigned to duty at the Grand Cathedral that day. The state army was in complete disarray, and us soldiers were absolutely terrified. But it was the rumors about you that kept us afloat in those dark times, Your Majesty. You couldn't go a day without hearing someone insult the lesser tribes, and here comes this group led by some Elda, fighting through the cathedral with no regard for their lives. If you'd only know how much of the tales of your heroes and courage gave the guards that day. I couldn't thank you then, so please, allow me to do so now. You truly are a hero king, Your Majesty. One of the people who were stuck at the cathedral?
Hi there!
Hiya, boss! Aye, dang. I suppose I shouldn't be speaking to ya so casually, yeah? But then, we were rivals, weren't we? The Caden Workshop and the official workshop of the Palace Engineers now. Not that it's here nor there. Besides, I'm glad you got the crown.
Ta then!
Still, lots of humans out there you'd have to deal with, and you'll need a Gauntlet Runner to get them. Caden Workshop thanks you for your patronage. Can't believe the owner of this sweet Gauntlet Runner ended up king. But it helped me come to a decision. On the new year, I'm going to go see even more Gauntlet Runners. Oh, what brings you, His Majesty, here? Come to feel the wind on your face too, have you?
Aha!
I know how it is. I fancy the old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau, and can research as I please now, but something's missing. So I threw off that stuffy old uniform and came to gaze upon the runner, in the way I do. Take your job seriously, please. I know how you feel.
About that.
I feel like I know what you mean when you say something's missing.
Oh.
I knew you would agree. I think my bones are aching to feel the wind. I rather miss the days of dashing hither and thither in the runner.
Perhaps.
Not that I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given to a man who used to skulk about modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatial plates. would change the world, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you say? And just a bit stuck in the beginning on the development.
Indeed.
And it's times like this that I need stimulation of the mind. You have anything that might do the trick?
That's...
Are you going to send me on another relic hunt? Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you pop back with one, I remember how I hardly could contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relics themselves were better off untouched, they'd become a guiding principle of my research, you know?
That's...
Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and effects that it might have in the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on future generations is no engineer at all.
However...
Still, it's no small feat to design with a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even I struggle with it, and I'm a bally genius. Ah, I knew it. What I need is stimulation, Your Majesty. You know, like a soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. You'll let me know if you ever want to go up for a spin, won't you? Ah, dear old girl, sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff. I wish we could. A new adventure?
Just
Metaphor?
sublime.
Epilogue adventure?
Oh-ho!
I still remember the day I met you last, Your Majesty. I felt you had a kind heart, bothering to listen to an old man's folk tales. A sincere young man loved by fairies finds happiness. Folktales aren't just tired old stories for dreamers.
Thank you.
I'd say they have the power to tell the future sometimes. Though, maybe that's giving them a little too much credit.
You are.
Now who's this? His Royal Majesty the King. What's brought you to my little dive? Come to think of it, I said some rude things to you last year. Told you to keep your elder head down. No hard feelings? Tribal quarrels haven't quieted down here at all. Might even be worse now that everyone's equal in the eyes of the law. But sometimes fish just need to fly. It's not like it was back when the sky was red as blood and death was everywhere. In fact, it's amusing to see new faces around here. It's a good change, I think. Interesting. Alright, I think that's about everyone.
The prince has become magnificent indeed.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Ain't this a pickle?
Ah, let me ask Galaga.
Let's go see.
All right then.
Yeah, we've talked to everyone. Practically, anyway. Oh, not this time. Oh, Your Majesty. It's been quite some time since we've met, but I've never forget. Or you were a young Elder about town, from the recruitment center to the mausoleum. I watched from the shadows. There are still some times when people hurl abuse on me for being Amstari. However, thanks to Your Majesty, I can run my business with pride. Just goes to show you that it's going to take some time to eliminate prejudice like that. We've got to keep at it.
Oh, my, oh, my. My, oh, my.
Lovely that.
Amazing. Grand, isn't it?
Anyone hiding over here?
I love it.
Oh,
Wonderful,
Oh,
isn't
there!
good for you. Oh, Your Majesty. I've heard from Fabienne, you know, about how you still take some time to pop into the honeybee now and then. Ha! It's not very kingly of you, but that's what makes you so trustworthy. Please, do keep treating Fabienne and Maria well, for Grius' sake too.
Oh, there!
I forgot this guy knew Grius.
Wonderful, isn't it? Yeah?
Excuse me, aren't you Nelda? Please don't take that the wrong way, I'm just curious. Those three are Elda too, aren't they? I wonder if it perhaps, you knew them or something. All Elda know each other, clearly. Oh, I knew it! I mean, I know the king is an Elda, but isn't it strange that you never see others in town? I saw a group gazing at the Grand Cathedral and I thought, oh, maybe it's their first time in the city. Isn't that incredible? That elderly lady in the middle is floating, for heaven's sake. It's some sort of igniter? Could it be? And how? Oh, and the other women's clothes are so beautiful. It goes without saying, but you can't find clothes like that in Grand Trad, can you?
What should I do?
There's something so incredibly charming about them. Do you think I should try talking to them? Yeah, go ahead.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Nice.
Become a proper kingdom now, isn't it?
How did I miss those two? But I talked to everybody around them.
Oh, there.
Anybody in the middle?
Oh, grand.
No, we've talked to everybody in the middle. I just missed those two. Oh.
Grand, innit?
I miss the days when the face rock was here. Never knew what to expect back then. Joyful one moment, miserable the next. Remember, after Louise was defeated and the king decided? Indeed I do. Suddenly, His Majesty's face eclipsed the others for the briefest of moments. Then it all crumbled away like sand. Over a bit too soon after all that palaver, I say. I liked his coordination speech, but I can't say he's accomplished much of any importance in this then. His strength certainly incredible during the final battle in Grand Trad, but I wonder what people in the other cities who didn't see that sight think of things. Either way, as long as the next year is uneventful and peaceful, I'll consider it a win.
Grand, innit?
Does the future this thing, Epilogue, depend on what I say?
Ah, wonderful.
We learn how brittle peace is, as well as the preciousness of life lost. The peace we've regained could be lost again, but we must remain vigilant.
Grand, innit?
So?
I think we've heard from all the people we can. Should we head to Rare Maria's? Let's go see her.
That reminds me.
Being here sure brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria after the tournament for the throne? She was crying back then, though. Yeah, she was.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember. This country's turned around since then. No doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideals are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. That reminds me. What's up with the book you're carrying around? Is that the one you've been working on yourself?
Oh.
I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, you're the one putting it to ink. That means you're going to make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going? Oh! They let me get going on my sword.
Oh, hello there. Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
It's a joy to see kids like her smile. The future changes slowly, and the burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
A place where I ought to be. A side of myself I ought to show. The path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yes. I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did you really come all this way in a runner? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right. The capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
We're being tempted to leave our kingdom.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king, you swine?
You dare hoy the king.
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day, but we're in this together. We believe in you.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
What? Basilio's coat has cute little flower buttons? Oh, that's adorable. What the hell?
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Right.
I resolved to believe in my ideals, no matter what may come, even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, a king's belief can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
Some days later. Thanks, Ghost Moore. Why is it such an ugly ass kraken in the corner?
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I don't care to be kingly. That's less important than doing what I need to do.
You're not even concerned? Can't you take this a little more seriously?
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized. So I press onwards. That's the best I can do.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the bally court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
I'm glad to hear that, but will that be all right?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, the people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
My friends and allies believe as I do. Their support is the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year? 'Tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Thank you. All of you. Let's be off.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
Huh?
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow!
Maria!
Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Aww. This is the credits for real this time. Not the sad credits, but the real ending credits. Yay! Oh, are we getting art? More? More, is that you? Have you come back in a sketch? More? Game actually over. More is not mythical, more is real. More is a real boy. We don't get to travel with more though. What is this? Spooky? Spooky King? I can't quite tell what the heck this image is. There must have been a finished image somewhere. This is like a collage. Is that a baby? He was real before he died. No, he can't! You know what's worse than Moore dying? The fact that Moore is married. Just kidding. Oh, is this the team? Wait. Are these the kings? What is this? I can tell it's all the races. Is that what it is? Oh. This one is all the kings. No. Is this the council? I think this is the council. I recognize that weird egg-looking dude on the right. Did you buy the cup noodles for Miku? This I think was part of the book illustrations, wasn't it? But like freedom and stuff? I don't know. Liberation! That's usually what that symbolic flag on a hill means. Yeah, storybook. I see. Luna is lost in the gacha. The Miku gacha. Oh, this is another one of Moore's stories? Are these Moore's illustrations? Moore? Moore, are you here? This a tree. This a tree of knowledge. Everybody is happy underneath the tree. And everybody can pursue their dreams under the tree. But if you get out from under the tree, you can no longer exist. Is this about singing? Is this the music is the first magic illustration? Before magic, you could actually sing and then manipulate people's minds, you know? It's mind control magic. If you can't sing, there's also other hobbies you can partake in. Like for example, the one on the right is eating a gigantic cake, and the one on the left is obviously making marble sculptures and painting. Oh, there's a gigantic finger now, showing you that labor is cool. You see the guy planting rice? Everybody loves having a job. There's planting rice, and blacksmithing, and cooking, and running, and being a knight, and dancing, and being a plague doctor, being a puppet master right there on the right, being a painter, a scientist. Spent 700 to get a Miku monitor. What the fuck? I guess 700's pretty standard for a monitor, but 700 worth in cup noodles is kind of crazy. Ah, yes. And there's all sorts of hands in this world. Fat hands and small hands. Slim hands and hands with fucked up fingernails. Don't be embarrassed about your fucked up fingernails. Moore approves. Moore loves all hands. Moore has a hand kink. Moore's just here doing like a hand sketch study and and it's being used in his little novel. Oh yes, what's next on the Moore's novel? Ah, it's about the law and balance and stuff. The ballots, you know, it's about voting. Everybody gets to vote. That's the law. Except unless you're not a citizen, then you don't get to vote. You get more votes if you're old though. See? If you have a cane and if you're a child, your votes matter more. Actually, no, wait, there's 3 of them and it's equal ballots. So your vote means less. 3 people equals 1 ballot if you're old and a child. The Atlantean politics. I don't know that. And trade is also free, and you're welcome to buy anything that you want. just with a few pieces of paper that child has in the center. There's also a police force with swords and a shield. Even though we're free, we still have authorized swords from the government to police. I think this was about the government, right? More things about the government? Well, I think it's like everyone comes together and discuss things for the betterment of the people. And these discussions go on forever and ever, and the people are forced to be happy. Oh, and here it is. Even at night, the city is bright and shiny. There's lots of lights pollution. Okay, don't actually. That's not a good thing. More. I know it looks sparkly and cool, but light pollution actually, is harmful to birds. So this is kind of a not cool fantasy. I mean, it looks cool, but for the environment, maybe calm down a bit more. You hear that scary music more? That's your fault. Oh, I think this is it. It's the end of the credits. Oh, this is not the end of the credits. We still have business producers. Thank you everyone for joining me on this very, very long journey. And this, very, very short epilogue stream. I still have a bad draw from last time because I was going to pass out if I stream for more than 8 hours. And we have a bedtime story. This is the Seeker? I don't know. I don't fucking know what this is.
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know.
Where's my controller? Yes, more? More? You want to talk to me? More? Please?
In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideals. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
Fantasy lives on. By saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as a new game. You can transfer current. Oh no, okay, no, it's fine. It's this is for New Game Plus. And I'm okay, game. I'm okay. Thank you. I'm ready to relax. Game is over. I have no need for New Game Plus. I was basically playing New Game Plus in storyteller mode. That's how powerful I am. Let's give us a good stretch. And let's get ready for the bad draw that Ikaru redeemed yesterday. A very cute bad draw redeemed. Yin in the day passing screen sleeping with Gallica instead of MC. We get to replace the main character in this game. One sec while I set that up. Alright. I'll have to do this basically from memory. Oh, Gallica's so small. so hard to draw. I could have just drawn her bigger, but no. Yeah, no mouth. There you go. Thank you for your redeem, Ikaru. Well, instead of whispering then, I'll speak normally. Thank you for the redeem, Ikaru. It's time for a bedtime story. So you can hear my voice normally now. A nice, reasonable stream time today. I'll read another half hour of, oh, I should probably change my freaking category. No, not trying to break my stream record length today. One day I will beat 8 hours. Maybe, you know, at the end of another game, you just have to convince me that it's only another hour. And then I'll just keep going. If you gaslight me enough, I'll just keep going. In this story that I'm reading, all you have to tell me is that, you know, it's just another chapter. You can easily do that in 15. And then after what I thought was the final boss is the final boss phase 2, and after the phase 2 is the phase 2 dungeon, and after the phase 2 dungeon is 3 phases of another boss. Alright, settle in, for it is another night, another new year, am I right? I wonder how long this chapter is. We just found out that the new air that they heard was actually a bird that was kept in the roof. And Seiji just discovered that Shiroshi had tricked him into keeping vigil. Knowing that Seiji would snore. You're awful. Seiji was understandably upset, and Shiroshi began trying to calm him down. Oh, you want ceiling yin? I can do that. There you go. It's a good reading spot, okay? It keeps the blood into my head, and I can read better. You're right, Ikaru. You're right. Ceiling yin is the meta for reading. Seiji was understandably upset, and Shiroshi began trying to calm him down, when just at that moment, well, well, I see I'm not the first one here. Odoro had appeared. Looking at the pair, who were horsing around as if they weren't in a murder scene, he raised a cynical eyebrow. Am I interrupting? No, not in the least. Shiroshi had amicably reached out to shake his rival's hand. He was taking advantage of the interruption to weasel out of this. My apologies for the late introduction. I'm Shiroshi Saijo. Ah, yes. It's not as if introductions were needed, Odoro told him rather contemptuously, one corner of his lips curling. This guy was consistently irritating, but in a different way from Shiroshi. His eyes slid to the side, stopping on the cage at their feet. I see. So it was as I thought, the poor thing. Odoro's hushed voice sounded so unexpectedly genuine that Seiji doubted his ears. Kneeling on the tatami, Odoro reached up towards the cage. The man picked up the tiger thrush as if he were handling something very fragile, and snapped his fingers, and the bird's corpse vanished. It was just like a magic trick. I shall mourn it with due ceremony later. I assume you don't mind. Of course, that's a great help. By the time Odoro rose smoothly to his feet, he was wearing his poker face again. Then, oh, that's quite splendid, he said quietly. His eyes were on the kimono rack. A moment later, his lips curved into a sardonic grin. Peonies and a Chinese lion. The man was quite a wit. As a present for his wife, he suspected of infidelity. That's irony of the highest order, he mused, talking to himself. Yes, well, most likely it was a reference to the worm in the lion, Shiroshi casually interjected. Seiji seemed to be the only one who didn't know what that meant, so he opted to nod and look smug. It was his recently acquired yes-man mode. For the dead, there could be no greater humiliation, publicly declaring his wife a traitor, even after killing her with his own two hands. Wait a second. Suzuha killed herself, didn't she? Huh? Seiji's dim-witted question drew a very dubious look from Odoro. The sort of reaction you'd give someone who'd gotten 1 + 1 wrong. Is he here? Is he all there in the head? Please don't let it concern you. That's just Seiji for you. Shiroshi's supportive comment didn't help at all, but then his comments never did. Odoro's lips curved mockingly. I see. It seems the rumor was true. Oh, and what rumor might that be? That you are keeping a human as a pet. Until now, I wasn't sure I believed it. Apparently, everyone was talking about Seiji as if it were a pet. He genuinely felt like crying. Still, why him of all people? Imbecilic, ignorant, thoughtless, inconsequential, a non-entity. Putting it mildly, he appears to have the intelligence of a worm. I happen to think the dumb ones are cuter. Seiji would honestly rather have heard Shiroshi attempt to deny it, though maybe there was no point denying the fact. Out of nowhere, Odoro chuckled. There was something rather pointed about his laugh. I see. You're just like your father there. After all, the man went out of his way to make his half-yokai son his heir. Huh? Half-yokai? Oh, you didn't know. Your master was born from a human womb, just like you. Addressing Shiroshi, he continued, If I recall correctly, your mother was a prostitute, was she not? A geisha. Shiroshi had batted the question away easily. but there was a slight rigidity in his voice. This might be something he didn't want to discuss. Feeling anger building inside him, Seiji surreptitiously glared at Odoro. Maybe he pitched a rock at him later, from a safe spot behind Shiroshi, of course. Maybe it's that sense of kinship you share with humans that's to blame. But I'm told the number of sinners you've sent to hell hasn't even reached 5 and 20 yet. Not to mention all the ones you've given an opportunity to atone. My, how well informed you are. Immediately, tremendous anger flared within Odoro's eyes. It was as if some horrible creature had crawled out from beneath the skin on his face, transforming the man's symmetrical features into a hideous mask of vengeful demon. I know. I always knew your family wasn't qualified to rule the demon realm. His voice chilled Seiji to the bone. The next second, Odoro turned on his heel, starting towards the veranda. Humans always have been foolish creatures, wretched, hideous, and above all, worthless. Not seeing that is what makes you and your father perennial failures. You as well, Shiroshi's remark stopped Odoro in his tracks, although the man didn't turn around. I've heard the rumors. Brothers killing brothers. In an instant, the atmosphere turned menacing as Odoro looked at Shiroshi over his shoulders. His eyes held an ominous sense of loathing, malice, hostility, murderous intent. The one look was filled with all of them. But then, yes, it is as you've heard. The moment he spoke, all those emotions evaporated as if they'd never existed. We both have troublesome fathers, don't we? Do not presume to compare us, base-born wretch. Odoro snapped before stalking off. Once he'd left, Shiroshi and Seiji were alone again. Shiroshi? Seiji started timidly. The boy didn't look unsettled, but there was no way to tell what he was feeling. As Seiji floundered, trying to figure out what to say, Shiroshi spoke up. I'm told the Rindo Detective Agency was formerly run by a pair of twins. Huh? So there's another one of them out there? No, not anymore. It sounded like there was more to it. Shinno Akuguro once had 13 sons. Rumored has it that he determined his successor by making the brothers kill one another. Apparently, that much is true. Shiroshi's voice was quiet and had an almost sympathetic tone to it. He let out a sigh. Some do talk about it, as he did, but personally, I've never been ashamed that human blood flows through my veins. His smile looked normal at first glance, but there was a rare, self-deprecating pall across it. Still, human, yet not quite human. Yokai, but not fully yokai. It's true that I'm neither, so if others call me incomplete, I guess I can't really blame them. But that's not right, Seiji interrupted, and Shiroshi gave him a blank look. I mean, you're half human, half demon, right? That doesn't mean you're neither. It means you're both, doesn't it? Without warning, Shiroshi burst into laughter. For a little while, he just stood there laughing so hard his shoulders shook. Ah, no, I'm sorry. That was just so typically you. The laughter had left tears in the corner of his eyes, and he was smiling the way he always did. Actually, that's how I think about it too. It just makes sense, right? Absolutely. They nodded to each other, and Seiji realized that this was the first time they'd ever smiled over the same thing like this. That way of thinking suits you better, Shiroshi. Compliments will get you nothing but pocket money. That's plenty. But then they heard the unexpected sound of approaching footsteps. Excuse me, the mistress wants Master Akihito's clothes changed. The newcomer was Mrs. Furuhashi, the housekeeper. She was a woman of about 50 with a round, plump face. The fact that they'd been ordered not to tamper with the crime scene was probably making her feel a little guilty about what she had to do. After giving them an apologetic explanation, she hurried over to the Polonia wood chest of drawers. As she was about to beat the hasty retreat, Shiroshi stopped her. Miss Furuhashi, may I ask you a question? Yes, what is it? This haori was a gift from Akihito to Suzuha, correct? Yes, that's right. Do you know the meaning behind this peony and Chinese lion motif? Oh, the meaning? Miss Furuhashi hesitated, looking bewildered. Shiroshi smiled at her. It said that Chinese lions sleep beneath peony blossoms because the dew that collects on its flowers kills the internal parasite that preys on them. There's a phrase that's linked to this idea. The worm in the lion. I'm sorry. I'm quite busy right now. The woman gave a hasty bow and turned to go. But Shiroshi wasn't finished. The parasite that feeds on the lion will eventually kill it, which is why this phrase is sometimes used to indicate a traitor who repays good with ill. Say, for example, an unfaithful wife who betrays her husband. The woman quickly turned back towards Shiroshi. Her face was pale and clearly agitated. The fear filled her eyes. I'm told that Suzuha was wearing this haori when she died. However, was she truly the one who chose it as her own burial shroud? Shiroshi took a step forward. He looked like a cat stalking a mouse. No, of course not. Burns had clouded both her eyes, blind as she was. Suzuha could never have taken the shears out of the sewing box. He gave a gentle smile. Which means that someone else must have slit her throat and draped the haori over her corpse. It was a message. This woman is a traitor. You must have suspected it yourself. Forgive me, Mrs. Furuhashi shrieked, bowing so low her head was almost touching the floor. Master Akihito was the one who forced Miss Suzuha's head into the brazier, but he never meant to kill her. She collapsed, sobbing. After waiting a while for her to calm down, Shiroshi got the whole story out of the housekeeper. From what she said, one night, Miss Furuhashi had heard Suzuha scream. Running to the cottage, she found Akihito transformed into a raging demon, still wearing his haori as if he'd just returned from an outing. He'd grabbed the back of Suzuha's head and was holding her face in the blazing coals of the brazier. Akihito, Master Akihito, please stop. What are you doing to Miss Suzuha? Madame Tsuruko had also heard the uproar, and together they desperately tore Akihito away from his wife and isolated him in another room. But it was already too late. Suzuha's face had become one big lump of charcoal, to the point where it didn't even look human anymore. Somehow, even then, she was still breathing. Mrs. Furuhashi had tried to attend to her, but Tsuruko had sent her away, ordering her to return to her room. Mrs. Furuhashi had waited impatiently for the ambulance, praying for Suzuha's safety, but the flashing lights never arrived. The next morning, she was told Suzuha had died. Having lost her senses the previous night, Suzuha had tried to kill herself by burning her face into the brazier. Tsuruko had been caring for her, but while her attention was elsewhere, the girl had taken the haori from the kimono rack, pulled it over her shoulders, and slit her own throat. "Didn't that story strike you as ridiculous?" Shiroshi asked her. Hanging her head, Mrs. Furuhashi kept on repeating, "Give me," over and over again. "My elderly mother and an aged, bedridden relative live with me. If I'm forced to leave the mansion, we may no longer be able to stay in the village, and how on earth would we live then?" She had a point. If Shido family insisted it has been a suicide, then that was what it was. No matter how loudly Mrs. Furuhashi proclaimed the truth, the police would never listen. "Besides," she went on, in a voice so faint it was barely audible, "I think it may have actually been suicide." "Was there something that made you think so?" "No, nothing specific, just..." She'd heard Suzuha sing. As her flesh burned and blistered, the only thing to emerge from Suzuha's lips had been moans of pain. But then, out of nowhere, she'd softly begun to sing. It sounded like a juggling song, the sort kids sing when they play with those otedama beanbags. Do you remember how it went? Mrs. Furuhashi knitted her brow while searching her memory. After a little while, she shook her head weakly. "I don't know. Miss Suzuha learned many juggling songs from her grandmother. She often sang them for Master Akihito. I believe it was one of them, but..." "What about it made you think she might have committed suicide?" "How should I put it? When I heard the song, for some strange reason, it made me think of the haori." Which is why when she'd heard about how Suzuha's body had been found, a strange rationalization had crossed her mind. "I had no idea it meant traitor. Miss Suzuha was delighted to receive that haori. She was so enthusiastic about choosing a thank you gift for her husband." Mrs. Furuhashi sniffled, pressing the hem of her apron to the corners of her eyes. "Miss Suzuha had a beautiful heart." Tears welled up, her lips quivering. "Master Akihito had quite the temper when they first got married, and to be honest, I think that caused a lot of painful memories. He gradually grew calmer though, and I honestly believed they'd grow old and grey together, but sadly..." Shiroshi set a comforting hand on Mrs. Furuhashi's shoulder. He seemed to be thinking hard. "Could another man have been the father of Suzuha's child?" Mrs. Furuhashi shook her head, biting back sobs. I don't know, but I can't believe that Miss Suzuha would ever have..." She managed to get out before her throat closed up. She seemed to be on the verge of dissolving into tears. Just then, Shiroshi looked up, scanning the room as if he were searching for something. "What did Suzuha give Akihito in return?" "That pen stand over here. It was originally a vase for flowers, but she suggested that it be kept on his writing desk." A ceramic cylinder sat on the desk. The outside surface featured the image of a tiger hiding in a bamboo thicket, but the light, easy brushstrokes made it seem more friendly than fierce. It's seto ware, isn't it? It appears to be an inexpensive piece, with no value as an antique. I would imagine that she chose the tiger as a dig at Akihito. People call him a crazed beast. Then she picked this gift to annoy him. What a depressing idea. So Akihito had suspected his wife of infidelity, and Suzuha had also held a lot of pent-up ill will towards her husband. Nothing was more dismissal than the thought of a couple constantly quarreling in this cramped birdcage of a cottage. Huh? Unexpectedly, Seiji was struck by the feeling that something wasn't quite right. That's weird. As he looked at the piece of pottery, he realized that something was missing. Shiroshi, isn't that sort of odd? What do you mean? Well, this tiger isn't scary. That was it. There was nothing frightening about this tiger. The Niue was a chimera, composed of the parts from a snake, tanuki, tiger, and monkey. The animal each member of the Shido family had turned into had most likely been determined by the individual temperaments. When Seiji had first seen Akihito, the man's ominous, fierce gaze had made him shudder. As Shiroshi had said, Akihito had been feared as a crazed beast, and that ferocity was just what you expected from a wild tiger. And yet, the tiger painted on the pen stand was crouching there as if it was being protected by the bamboo grave. It even looked like it might have been dozing comfortably. All else aside, the design was too cute to give it to somebody as an act of retaliation. Suzuha was 16, right? She was a high school kid. At that age, girls won't give someone they don't like a single individually wrapped chocolate, even if they're handing them out to everybody. It sounds like there's lived experience behind that comment. Anyway, what I'm saying is that if the tiger Suzuha picked out shows how she saw Akihito, by now, even Seiji didn't know what he was trying to say, but somehow, in the process of venting about the weird, uncertain feeling he felt in his chest, he'd realized what it actually was. Oh, that's it. When he'd seen through the gap in the cottage door, Akihito hadn't looked scary. The man's vacant, tiger-like eyes had held no hint of anger. He'd just been lying there all alone, and all Seiji had sensed in him was a dreary sadness. Was Akihito really just scary all the time? If he'd had a side that could be only shown to his wife, couldn't this tiger be depicting that? I see. Tiger and bamboo, is it? Shiroshi's eyes widened in surprise. Ignoring Seiji's bewilderment, he reached for the pen stand. I may have drastically misinterpreted this. Huh? Thank you, Seiji. You've brought something important to my attention. He began to search inside the stand. My, what's this? He took out his hand to reveal a rather large keychain. It was shaped like a pocket watch, and its glossy cloisonne dome was decorated with a cute cherry blossom design. I believe that's Miss Suzuha's. She was fond of cherry blossom accessories and liked to collect them. I see. A click sounded from Shiroshi's hands. Seiji looked over to see that the dome had opened up, like a cover of a timepiece. Apparently, it was some kind of locket. A scrap of paper rested inside, folded up small. It does appear to have belonged to Suzuha, Shiroshi said, unfolding the piece of paper. Looking down at it, his eyes seemed to be fighting back the pain. Then he returned the paper to the locket and tucked it into the front of his kimono. Apparently, this wasn't the time to talk to him. A pause, then, by the way, did the song sound anything like this? Out of nowhere, Shiroshi began to sing an old children's song. Seiji didn't recognize the lyrics, but the melody felt like someone gently bouncing a small ball. There was an air of poignant nostalgia about it, making the song sound rather lonely. Yes, that's it. That's the song. Mrs. Furuhashi had seemed stunned at first, but now she nodded emphatically. I see. All right. Shiroshi returned her nod, then rose to his feet, beckoning Seiji to follow. We'll take our leave now. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone that I heard this from you. Giving her a reassuring smile, Shiroshi left the cottage. It happened a little while after they'd returned to the guest room. Seiji was standing by the window, smoking to kill time, when Shiroshi made an odd request. Sorry, could you bend down a little? Uh-huh, sure. When Seiji did as he'd been asked, Shiroshi patted him on the head. Seiji wasn't sure what to do with that. For some reason, there was pity in Shiroshi's eyes. He gave Seiji another reassuring smile. I believe something quite unpleasant is about to happen to you, but it won't last long. Please bear with it. Huh? Almost immediately, the sliding door crashed open with enough force to shake the foundation. Move it! Out of my way! It was Fumio. He charged in, shoved past Seiji, kicking Shiroshi's luggage away from the door, then pounced on Seiji's travel bag, which was lying by the alcove. It was a Boston bag, identical to Shiroshi's. Beniko had gotten it for him. Without asking permission, Fumio unzipped it and started rummaging through its contents. What are you? Found it! Fumio shouted. He was holding a short, fat ashtray with a lid. No, it was a Kinuta Celadon incense burner from the cottage alcove. But what was it doing here? You'll never talk your way out of this, you thieves! You two just stole this from the cottage. I was right there after you, and it wasn't in the alcove. The fact that it's here is undeniable proof. Huh? That's not all. You killed Akihito, didn't you? Don't you dare run, murderer! The man had just picked a completely incomprehensible fight with him, leaving Seiji gaping like an oxygen-starved goldfish, when Odoro appeared, as composed as ever, walking stick in hand. Seiji was so flustered he was almost crying as Fumio threatened him, shoulder square. Watching them with the eyes of someone observing a fight between two stray dogs, Odoro shrugged. This is how things stand. He spoke in an indifferent, careless tone of a critic analyzing a badly written play. An investigation of the garden turned up some undeniably suspicious sneaker prints. Their wearer seems to have been lurking in the bushes and watching the cottage last night. Only one person in the mansion wears sneakers. You. That was because, I was keeping an eye on the cottage. Oh? And why was that? The man asked, a nasty tone in his voice. Seiji's words deserted him. He'd been watching the cottage to make sure nothing happened, of course, but saying as much would only make them suspect him more. Why don't I answer for you, then? When you two came here, you were after the Shido's family antiques. The truth is that you're a pair of thieves masquerading as psychics. What? Last night you were lurking in the garden, casing the cottage. You'd intended to wait until the owner, Akihito, had left, then slip inside and appropriate his collection. Huh? Shiroshi abruptly looked down, hiding his face. He had a hand over his mouth, and his shoulders were quivering. He shouldn't be crying. Could he? Just as Seiji was about to panic, he realized Shiroshi was desperately biting back laughter. How was he supposed to get out of this? As lookout, you entered when Akihito stepped out to relieve himself. However, he returned sooner than you had anticipated, and you were forced to take refuge in the closet. When you did so, you dropped this glove. Fumio found it there a few minutes ago. Odoro was holding a very familiar woolen glove. When Seiji hastily searched the pockets of his down jacket, he discovered that he was definitely missing one. But what? What was it doing in there? Odoro ignored Seiji's groan, but it was only a matter of time before he found you hiding in the closet. After all, when Akihito decided to go to bed, he would have to open that very same closet to take out his bedding. So you strangled the man with a cord he happened to have on him, then tried to make it look like a suicide. Shiroshi broke his silence and finished Odoro's sentence for him. His laughing fit hadn't quite subsided yet. His voice trembled, and the pitch rose slightly at the end of the sentence. Was it really necessary to go through the trouble of killing him, though? Making a stealthy escape would have been far more efficient. As you know, the veranda creaks dreadfully. He must have assumed he wouldn't be able to flee unnoticed. At that time, he hadn't realized that Akihito had removed his hearing aid. I see. Everyone knew that Akihito had just returned from the clinic where he'd been convalescing. That must have been what made him think of staging a suicide by overdose. But the very next morning, we saw right through his ruse, at which point we made a second successful attempt to steal the incense burner, and we're planning our getaway at this very moment, correct? Shiroshi said, applauding lightly. He looked genuinely impressed. I see. For an off-the-cuff performance, that's quite entertaining. You flatter me. Odoro's expression was cold, but from the way his temples spasmed, Shiroshi's attitude had riled him up quite a bit. Suddenly shedding his suit jacket, Odoro unbuttoned the cuffs of his shirt and rolled up his sleeves. Now, allow me to see you out. No sooner had he spoken than, in a display of unexpected physical strength, he grabbed Seiji by the scruff of the neck and dragged him out of the room. Seiji wasn't strong at the best of times, so he was unable to do anything. Going downstairs and exiting through the front door, Odoro dragged Seiji in the opposite direction to the cottage. As soon as he reached the storehouse with the thick earthen walls rendered in plaster, he tossed Seiji inside, along with Shiroshi, who'd sauntered after them. Now then, good day to you. The door closed, and they heard the lock click. Then, there was only darkness. There is a line break, so it's a wonderful place to stop. Cliffhanger. We've been arrested. Or I should say, our protagonist and protagonist's pet owner has been arrested. Oh, not arrested, I guess. Detained? Yes. That sounds good. For tonight, I want everyone to have a lovely night. And as Moore would approve, to make up your own fantasy in your dreams. Live your fantasy. Live your truth, my adorable little nuglets. And have a very wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow in a new game. Good night. Good night.